Good morning, class 5. So today we're going to learn about miscible and immiscible liquids. Okay, so basically there are two liquids. When two liquids are mixed together such that they dissolve completely in each other, they are called miscible. And uh, just vice versa of that, when the two liquids mix together such that they do not dissolve completely in each other is called immiscible liquids. So you get I think you have got the idea of what is miscible and what is immiscible. I have given here some examples also. Okay, when milk is added in water, it becomes immiscible. Sorry, it becomes miscible means it is not easy to separate those liquids from one. And then in immiscible, like water and oil, when we mix together, we can uh, because they do not dissolve in completely in each other, so that we can separate water from oil as well. So uh, so however, when two liquids mix together such that they do not dissolve completely in each other, they are called immiscible liquids. Here some of the examples are: when oil is mixed in water, it does not dissolve. Instead, oil and water form separate layers within the container. That means it is not dissolvable at all, and we can separate these two from each other. Moving on. Changes around us. So changes occur all around us: cooking of food, drying of clothes, growing of trees, and ripening of fruits. All examples of different changes that occur around us. So that's all we have experienced. And then changes can either be physical or chemical, depending upon whether the new substance is formed or not. So basically, changes is uh, you know changes can be anything. It can be a physical, it can be a chemical, or expansion or contraction. Whether the substance is changing, whether the physical form of that subject matter or the substance has been changed or not, depends on that. They we can analyze what kind of change that is. So a physical change is the type of change in which only the physical state of substance changes and no new product is formed. So in this we have or it clarifies that there is a change in which a physical state of a substance will be changed, and then no new formation of a product. That means it is a physical change. And some of the examples are like no melting of butter, breaking of glass, melting of ice cream, tearing of paper, or so these are some of the examples of physical changes that uh, we have come across, that we have encountered in our day-to-day life as well. So after that we have chemical changes, a type of change in which a chemical composition of substance changes and a new substance is formed. So there is a change in substance, but unlike physical change, there is a new substance is formed. There is a change of new substance formation. So a burning of paper is an example of chemical change. In this change, our original substance paper changes into new substance, which is ashes. As we all know that rusting of iron nails, okay, and making the curd from milk, cooking food are some of the examples of chemical changes. So after this we have uh, let's remember. First let's do the let's remember, then we'll come up with the expansion and contraction. So in let's remember, write the correct words next to the correct pictures that shows the arrangement of particles in each of them. So as you can see in your textbook in page number 51, there's a three they have given three diagrams, okay, in which the molecules are, in the first one the molecules are closely intact to each other, so we have to name it as it has a formation and the substance is the molecules has been closely packed to each other. So that's why I have written here table, pen and brick. And the next diagram has a call the molecules or the particles are not very closely intact, so water, ink and milk. Water, ink, milk and juice are the some of the examples of this diagram. And then the third one, which is uh, the molecules or substances are far away from each other. That means it is a oxygen or it is a carbon dioxide, and then or it is in the form of gas. So we have to name it accordingly. Moving on. So let's begin with the expansion. When the substance is heated, the particles starts vibrating rapidly. Thus, if each particles take up more space because of its increased movement, causing the substance to expand. The increase in the size of matter on heating is called expansion. So you might have noticed in various construction sites, okay, they heat those metals, okay, they heat those irons in order to expand the size, and so that they can be useful in their construction. So a melting of iron, these are some of the examples of expansion, or and heating substances can make it expand. This explains why a tight metal lid of glass jar can be opened when dipped in hot warm water, okay. The water hits the lid, causing it expand and open easily. So if a substance if we had to open the lid of glass jar, we dip those bottle or the jar in the hot warm water, because the cover of that jar becomes it starts vibrating, and the substance there is an increase in the size also, and the size of that matter is expanded. So that's how it is explained here. And when the substance is cooled, the movement of its particles slows down. Thus, each particle takes up the less space because of their decreased movement. So the substance contracts. This decrease in the size of matter is called matter on cooling is called contraction. So in the expansion and the contraction are the electric cables, okay, appears to hang loosely from poles during the summer, do not appear in the winter. So as we have seen in the many examples, like where the water in is substance that expands when frozen, and the ice occupies more space than the water. So moving on. So let's start with begin with our exercises from page number 53. So let's start with the fill in the blanks with the correct words. Question 1. Matter dash changes its form from one state to another. So we have can or cannot. So matter can change its form from one state to another. Question 2. Dash a substance slows down the movement of its particle. So is there is option heating or cooling. So cooling is the right answer, okay. After that, question 3. Dash is a type of solidification. So is it freezing or is it melting? So Freezing is the type of solidification. And question number 2, when two substances mix together such that they are evenly distributed, a dash is formed. So is it a solute or solution? So solution is the right answer. And after that, question 5, dash a substance can make it expand. So it is not cooling, but it is a heating a substance can make it expand. Moving on, question 2, write T for true and F for the false statement. Question number 1, so all matter is made up of small particles, so it is a true statement. Question 2, condensation is a type of solidification, so it is a false statement. Oil is an universal solvent is also a false statement. Okay, breaking of glass is an example of physical change, so it is a true statement. And question number 5, electric cables appears to hang loosely during winter because of expansion, so it is a false statement. Moving on with the next question. So let's begin with the question. Choose from the correct options. Okay, in question 1, which of these is true about matter? So we have options like it is made up of particles, it occupies space, and it has mass, or option D, all of this. So all of this is the correct answer. Which of these would you change water to? Which of these would change the water to vapor? That will be your option A, evaporation. And then question 3, on heating, the speed of movement of particles, so it is increases. The correct answer is option A, increases. In the question 4, in a solution of sugar and water, what is a solute? So obviously sugar is a solute, okay, and water is a solvent. Question 5, which of these is an example of solution in which a gas is dissolved in liquid? So option D, carbonated drinks is the correct option. Okay, next one. So after that we have the next question, which of these is an example of chemical change? So we have option like ripening of fruits, tearing of paper, melting of glaciers, and breaking of glass. So ripening of fruits is the correct answer. Why? Because ripening means it is now ready for ready to eat. When the fruits changes its structure, or you can see there is a change in the chemical, okay, suddenly the fruit becomes more ripe than before. That means it is a chemical change. After this, question number 7, heating of a substance causes it to expand. Okay, not contract but expand. So moving on with the next question, and the next question is match the following. Okay, in column A we have gas, solid, cooling, water, and immiscible. And in column B we have universal solvent, oil and water, vapor, ice, slow down movement of particles. So from column A, 1 is spin, a gas, which is also called vapor. Okay, and question 2 is solid, which is a form of ice. Okay, and then cooling, it matches with the column from E options, slow down of movement of particles. And then water is similar to the universal solvent because, and then question 5, immiscible, matches with the option B, oil and water. So that's all for now. We're gonna do our remaining exercises in the next coming class. Thank you and have a nice day.